What is the best team in Dokkan Battle? That is a question we're going to go ahead and help answer for today. Of course, it's me, Natsu, here. And yeah, we're just going to take a look here at all the, I would say, strong leaders slash categories I feel personally are in the game. And why someone may think a certain team would be the best team in the game. So to go ahead and ask Twitter right here, we got a few responses and then we're just going to go ahead and dive right into it. Not too many responses were definitely needed. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about it. Again, the question is obviously Dokkan's like kind of dry right now, so we're just like, well, let's do this as a video. Right? I think it could be interesting. What they thought is the best team in Dokkan with one or two reasons why possible. So let's take a look at the quotes here. This is me just boosting this before I recorded this, right? So let's take a look here. Bond a parent and child. Imagine more. Okay. Yeah, I mean, Bond and Parent and Child, I have this pulled up. This is a very, very strong category team led by LR, Vegeta, and Trunks. This unit could be a really good leader here because what happens is you have one Vegeta and Trunks in each rotation in the first slot, just completely covering that. And then from there, you're able to build the team a little more comfortably with, you know, like what units you want in the second and third slots, right? This guy being able to take up that first slot position, which a lot of units usually won't be able to, could be quite good for sure. Whilst I don't think, like as a leader, you probably wouldn't prefer that they're exactly locked to slot one like them, but they're definitely a good leader for this team. And obviously this team is just massive. Every single Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, you know, this Pan, well, okay, not every single Vegeta from basically when Cell kills Trunks is when we get the Vegetas onward. Trunks is basically from that moment forward as well. So like no early Z Trunkses, unfortunately, which doesn't make sense because Bulma, he has a bond with future Bulma, but whatever. On top of that, there are obviously all Gohans would be feeding on this category as well, and you know, Gotans as well. There's just so many characters here. It's pretty insane. Videls are on this team as too, right? There's just a ton of options. Chi-Chi's Grandpa Gohan is on here. So this team is obviously very massive. It has a lot of these top tier units. Physical Dokkan Fist Kid Goku, right? Goku slash Gohan is here. Obviously Vegeta and Trunks. Even the Resurrection at Blues aren't bad, right? Majin Vegeta is very good in this team. Physical Future Gohan is very good in this team, right? There's a lot of just strong, stupid units. Carnival Goku, Tech Bardock, right? It goes on and on and on about how many good units are actually on this team. Not even counting the LRs like God, Goku, and Vegeta, Super Saiyan 4s, right? Pretty crazy team. Again, I said Carnival Goku. This unit is still really good. Tons of great options. This team is just pretty nasty. Yeah, maybe we'll talk about it a little more if we see a specific build that someone shows, right? Pure Saiyans, yeah, you know, I don't even think about Pure Saiyans. Pure Saiyans is a very, very massively strong team as well. Issue is that it doesn't have the leader that it would prefer. We have Raditz, but I'm sorry, Raditz Defender Buddy. We know. Poor Raditz. Even like the 200% boost isn't really that great for Pure Saiyans, right? Like Pure Saiyans is a good team. Obviously, it has every single Goku, Vegeta, Broly. I'm trying to think. Bardock aren't all over here, right? It's just those four characters are like main staples for the series. We're gonna get buffs for those four characters all the time, right? And it's just like pretty obvious that this team is gonna be really good once we get an actual new leader for it. Even this guy, when we get this guy's EZA, he'll probably become a 160% Pure Saiyans leader. He could be a really strong unit as a actual lead for this team, right? I think for sure with his EZA, he would probably become the best Pure Saiyans lead, I guess, right? I mean, yeah, even though he's not giving a 170% buff, he would probably just, I assume when he EZAs, he'd be better than Blue Evolution Vegeta. And he's like currently the best Pure Saiyans leader we have, which he's not definitely a bad leader at all. He builds up pretty fast. He's a very strong floating unit. I think this guy's a nice leader. It's just that you're not really going to find him that much on the friends list. And it's like, well, it's all about these 200% mega bust units anyways. And Blue Evolution is good, but he's not like, you know, top tier good, right? That's the issue. But whenever this team gets an actual good leader, it's going to be really, really strong. I don't know, who would I want as a leader for this team? Probably someone that has prepared for battle and shocking speed, like a blue Kaioken Goku maybe that would have prepared for battle and shocking speed as possible, because like the AGL one from the Universe 6 fight, yeah, imagine this guy's a Pure Saiyans lead, the AGL one, and they give him prepared for battle and shocking speed. Like they just keep this exact same link set. that would be ideal. Having all three of those key links like that. And then, like, there's a bunch of, like, Super Saiyan 3s here. You know, Super Saiyan 4s, a lot of them have shocking speed. Like, this guy's only shocking speed, right? This guy's shocking speed over in a flash, right? There's a lot of units like that, and it would help really bring the team together. Or maybe, like, some sort of Rainbow Orb changing passive or something to help, you know, with the key in that team could be very important. But yeah, Pure Saiyans, I would say right now it's, like, one of the, like, the roster itself is probably, like, top tier, obviously. But it's just the actual team itself with the leaders and stuff we have. I wouldn't consider the team, like, build that you would have for it the best team in the game, because the leaders aren't up to par compared to the other top tier leaders we have currently. So those are the quotes right there. Let's go ahead and take a look here at the replies. Gammas, because Gammas are 60. I do agree. Gamma 1 and 2 are very, very good leaders. I would say you could argue them, like, they're in the realm of best units in the game. There's, like, the 3 Mega LRs, Cooler, Vegeta and Trunks, and the Carnival Goku. Then I think there's the 3 TURs as well, which is Gamma 1, 2, and then Kid Goku, right? I would especially say Gamma 1. I like him as a leader a lot because I just feel he's a really good leader, and I don't think he needs, like, Gamma 2 as much as Gamma 2 needs Gamma 1, right? I think he'll be a much better floating, you know, defensive unit. Though you could argue, you know, Gamma 2 giving 2 key instead of the 1 key that Gamma 1 does will allow you to build different team builds better. This guy also has a larger category leader skill in a sense, right? Artificial life forms is good, but I would say androids and special pose overall have more units, right? Now, these two are just, like, they make a rotation themselves, I would say, and even then, you don't need them to be the headlining units on the rotation. You can float them off, and the thing about Gamma 1 and 2 is that they have their entrance animation for 4 turns. So what happens is, the first turn you get them, they have their entrance. Then even if you float them off, you still have their entrance animation so they can build up. No matter what, they will always have 2 turns to be able to build up. Gamma 1 will always have 2 turns with his guard, and then same with Gamma 2 will always have 2 turns with his additionals, which could be very helpful because a lot of these units, like, let's say the Resurrection at Blues that just came out on Global, they have, like, a 3-turn entrance animation buff. A lot of these units are given 3 turns, while, you know, I think now more and more units are starting to get 4 turns at the very least, which is definitely good, especially as a leader unit. And I mean, yeah, movie heroes is a big reason for this. We've been getting movie heroes buffs, like, all year. Basically, every single typing has gotten a unit this year, I guess. You know, like, we got, you know, a bunch of we got AGL Tech right there, and even the TURs, we got 3 AGL units here, 1, 2, 3 Tech units. We only got 1 Int. Yeah, Int is very dry here. We need, like, an Int movie heroes, you know, unit. Int in general, though, to be fair, Int is just not looking too hot, right? This is the only Int Dokkan Fest we got this year. Well, we have this unit, I guess, but the TUR, we need a new Int TUR, I think, because it's like, yeah, Int needs a new unit. It's not up to par with, like, you know, Tech, where there's a bunch of good units here. AGL, there's still a bunch of good units here, right? Int needs help, bro. But other than that, even still, we still got an Int unit around category. Physical, we took technically 2 units. This Gohan and Goku unit is actually very good. I think people underrate them. Gamma 1, Piccolo, and Yamcha's okay, I guess, but those two really... We have a bunch of Easy A's that we got this year, like God Goku right there, this blue Goku right there. Pikkon is really good. He's not an Easy A, but I just want to point him out. No Easy A's for STR. Well, we got this guy. That's cool. And yeah, no Easy A's for that, but... So, movie heroes just cracked. Stupid. And then this stupid design. What a dumb team. Wicked Bloodline with LR Meta Cooler lead, then LR STR Cooler as their team on the team. Wait, I'm confused. Okay, I see. I would assume... Okay, on the team and a friend. Okay, so what you would do is... brought Wicked Bloodline up. I saw this reply from Ningen. This guy is a Wicked Bloodline, 200% lead, and obviously, like, during this year, we got a bunch of Wicked Bloodline units. This unit not on Global yet, but soon should be on Global, hopefully, right? LR going to Freeze is very good. This unit's good. I'd say this unit is a little underrated. He's pretty fine. For, like, an Easy A, he's what you would expect him to be. LR Meta Cooler, obviously very strong. We got all the free-to-play Meta Cooler Easy A's, and they're actually pretty good, right? For sure. Kuliza, we got his Easy A back in January. STR Cooler obviously is absurd. right? Joe Metacooler is absurd. This guy stands the test of time. He's probably going to be like probably the best aging unit ever in the game, right? Even these two units are actually pretty good. This Freeze can get pretty high defense for a free unit, and this King Cold is great for super powered, right? This team just has a lot of really good options, right? Except for you. You suck. Even this cooler is pretty solid. You know, yeah, there's just a lot of really strong options. So what you do is you just run this guy as a lead, give everyone the 200% buff, because not everyone is going to get the 200% buff under Cooler, right? Because Cooler is transformation boost, you know, for the 200%. And again, I don't believe not every single unit would get the 200% buff. Because, like, for example, are these units on transformation boost? No, they're not. So, like, all the meta coolers, you know, if you run a bunch of meta coolers on the team, they won't get the actual 200% boost. Which, you know, again, some of these meta coolers could be quite good for the team. AGL meta cooler, very strong option still, you know. And yeah, that's what I would say essentially. But I think that's a good idea. And then obviously LR Meta Cooler brings so much for his healing as well. Him giving him, making sure he himself gets a part of the 200%, since he's likely a unit you're going to run on the team anyways, is very, very important. And then obviously most of these Wicked Bloodline units fit under a Stair Cooler. You would obviously want two of this guy. I brought him up twice, but this guy is absurd. He just kills everything super fast. And then you just build the team around him with like STR Cooler, Cooliza, providing all this support to him. You know, the team is basically Cooler, and then you build the team around Cooler to make sure that everyone else supporting him or just doesn't die, so Cooler can kill, right? That's important, right? That's why you have your 2 slot 1 units here. Like, you're good. You're set, right? This team is very, very powerful. Next, we have Gamma 1 Movie Hero. If you think that you can run Gamma 1 or 2 as a rotation, they can't die. Carnival Goku and Gods in the other rotation. Kid Goku, Piccolo floating. You can run 8 over Piccolo and run him and Kid Goku in rotation. The problem is that you get messed up rotations, and let's say 8 slot 2, Goku slot 3, liability. I mean, yeah, that's like worst case scenario though, to be fair. And even then, what'll happen is if 8 slot 2 and Kid Goku slot 3, you can move Android 8 off rotation, and then what'll happen is he'll go onto the rotation where Kid Goku is, or something like that, right? That's probably what you'll do. And then Ader will be on rotation turn 5 with Kid Goku, which at that point he'll have his full passive up, right? But I get this. It's a little weird. I just feel like having a rotation with Kid Goku and Android 8, I like better than the rotation of Carnival Goku and the Gods. I just find Kid Goku better than the Gods, just straight up. I know a lot of people wouldn't agree. I just think that what he provides is just too much. Then obviously Android 8 is eating just everything. He fills his role perfectly as a mega tank, right? Even with just the 58% reduction, let's say if he's on Kid Goku rotation, that's not turned 5 yet, given us not like, you know, Cell Max or something, he still probably will be able to tank pretty well. And that's why, in my opinion, you build Ader with still dodge, just in case you end up in that situation. You at least have the chance to dodge, because again, he is a defensive unit for sure, right? Now, Carnival Goku, he does pretty well. He's more balanced, right? He's not as good as a tank. He does more damage. But that depends on if you prefer like mega damage build or a defensive base build. And I would prefer running the mega tank defense build, right? That's just my personal opinion. I can see why people would prefer Carnival Goku and the Gods, but that's what I think, right? And I think, you know, these two want to be built up a lot more than Kid Goku and Ader. So like in shorter fights, I would definitely like Kid Goku and Ader a little more, even though Android 8 wants to get to turn 5. I think that's Ader could still get that sufficiently easier than like the Gods stacking up to a reasonable amount, or Carnival Goku, he has to get hit once every turn, right? That could be something, right? But yeah, I see your point there. Cooler's team self-explanatory. Again, I understand. Cooler's team is pretty nasty. It's mostly the Terrifying Conquerors part, because I feel the movie bosses team itself is not really that strong right now. Like, we could probably point out, I'd say Frieza. To be fair, like if we're talking about movie bosses, we kind of have to include the fact that it's not gonna, like, this unit would be on Terrifying Conquerors, right, and movie bosses. So he's basically part of the Terrifying Conquerors team. So what does movie bosses add that Terrifying Conquerors already doesn't have? It would be the Brolys, which Brolys, there's not really like that great of a Broly for move bosses. Not sure if there ever will be. This guy has big bad bosses. I think this unit could be interesting on this team. If Cooler led like space traveling wars instead, and you could have Chili there, then I would like this unit a lot more. But there's no orb changer or anything like that on the team, so that does suck. And Tapion and Beerus, and it's like Beerus and Whis, interesting. We'll see how that turns out. But yeah, I mean, everyone else is essentially on Terrifying Conquerors, except for Janemba. Yeah, I would say the Janembas are a good addition, but it's like 2 extra units, right? It's mostly here. And this team is pretty good, right? It's also gotten a lot of buffs this year, obviously, because a lot of Wicked Bloodline stuff. Got Saiyan Saga stuff earlier, Esther, Kulu, ZZA, even the Ginyu Forest units, right? You could run the Ginyu Forest units on here, some of them. And they could be quite helpful, for sure. Even, probably not Jimmy King Piccolo on this team, because he's better on the Kid Goku team by far, because he gets the extra reduction. Maybe as a floater unit, though. That can be interesting. Even Great Vegeta as a floater, that could be something that you can definitely run. There's a lot of strong options here, so, yeah, I mean, again, like I said, it's just Cooler that kills everything, and it just makes sense. Our Cooler team, it's well-balanced offense and defense characters. Again, that's true. You have the Golden Friezas in slot 1, and then you have Cooler. Even Cooler in slot 2, his defense, given you get good RNG, can get extremely high, like absurdly high, right? Movie heroes, great synergy, got crazy good support units. Okay, I definitely would agree. And they do have access to revive, though I would say in my personal favorite movie heroes team, I don't have Carnival Goku there, but if you do run Carnival Goku like as a floater, I would say I would prefer to run God Goku over as a floater over Carnival Goku, but eventually we're just not gonna get like a boss that's a pure Saiyan movie bosses that's actually more and more difficult, like on the level of a Mega Shenron, right? In that case, you definitely run Carnival Goku, and he is just a very nice unit to get the revive off. Very easy to get the revive too. So many great options. You could use it to sweep pretty much every event. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has. I think Movie Heroes personally would be the best, but we'll see. You don't have Kid Goku and Hachan on Globia, but it's arguably the best team alongside the Gammas, Star Piccolo, and all our gods. I think this is a good team. Yeah, this team could work for sure. I'd say the only issue maybe is Garlic Jr. His defense has not aged that well, especially if it's not rainbow and maxed out. But I think the rest of this is fine. This Tech Cooler, another option that's really good actually. They made this Tech Cooler very, very powerful. The only issue is that unless you're running LR Cooler as a floater, this guy's going to come on rotation, and you essentially get no links if you're running like a double LR Cooler team, which probably are based on this build. So, yeah, that's the issue there. All right, here's some actual teams. Let's go. Yeah, this is... Okay, in my opinion, this is the best team in the game. That's what I'm thinking. This is just the best team in the game for how content currently is structured. You have your... This is a rotation. You get the Gammas. This is a rotation. Then you float Piccolo, God Goku, and then the Friend Gamma. Friend Gamma gives support still, and he's a very good, slot 3 tanker. Piccolo's, again, same role, very good slot 3 tank support. And then God Goku, again, same role, very good slot 3 tank support unit. He doesn't actually provide stats, but the Rainbow Key Spheres could be very important for, like, Kid Goku, right? And even on this rotation, it could be nice to get the Rainbow Key Spheres because he won't get any of his, like, Saiyan links, right? So yeah, I love this team a lot. Very, very strong. Okay, Vegeta and Trunks team. This is a good inclusion. Bardock, right? Because what happens with Bardock is that free Scouter for the first 5 turns from his first appearance. That's just going to be good, like, forever. You could throw him to any team in, like, 2 years from now, as long as it has this Goku, or just any Goku, right? All 3 of these count for the condition. And then he just gets that Scouter, and you know where the supers are. I'm assuming the rotations are Vegeta, Trunks, and the LR Gods. Oh, excuse me, my nose is getting congested. What the hell? And then Vegeta and Trunks, and then LR, I almost said LR Majin Vegeta. No, Int Majin Vegeta, right? And these two would be, I mean, that's a pretty nasty rotation. This guy giving damage reduction to this unit and this unit is quite nasty. And then obviously you have these two. I mean, on certain occasions, maybe you put Tech God Goku on rotation over the gods if you need like a mega tank on that team. Bardock probably would just stay floating, right? Same with Kid Goku, probably would just stay floating because their role. And Bardock also Rainbow Orb changes, by the way, for the first few turns, so that could be helpful. You have all three floaters orb changing, especially like, let's say, in some of these Wicked Bloodline fights, like against Physical Metal Cooler Core, right? AGL Metal Cooler, into Final Form Cooler, where all these fights are just like 2 phases, usually last like 5 to 6 turns at most. You're gonna get the most out of this Bardock Scouter, and then you're just gonna destroy, basically. Pretty much every unit here is good against supers, except for Bardock. I would say Kid Goku is fine against some supers. It depends, right? These like mega high-end super attacks probably can't live, like, you know, Metal Cooler. Probably wouldn't be able to live, what's his face? Some max supers, no way. Not without Aider, especially. No way. Is this a good team? Yeah, that is a good team. I can't wait. Cooler's team, by far. Yeah, this is Legends. By far the hardest hitting team. Slot 1 units, easiest revive. Oh yeah, Metal Cooler, I forgot. I mean, yeah, I would say Metal Cooler's revive obviously is easiest to get. Well, he's also a dedicated healer, filled with support, and works really well. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Again, this is the other variant of the team where you have Carnival Goku as a floater instead of God Goku. The reason why I like God Goku as a floater better is because, well, one, we have all the hard bosses right now, like the hardest bosses in the game right now, are basically all movie bosses enemies, except for Omega, which in this case I would run Carnival Goku. But the thing with Carnival Goku as a floater is that he's not going to be getting his stacks up, and then he's going to build up a little slowly, and he's just kind of there. And at that point, he's like a tank, right? He's a tank with the revive, which can be very helpful. But like God Goku providing the Rainbow Orb changing more, he will be tankier, and he just doesn't have to worry about building up at all. That's my only thing. But I see why people would like Carnival Goku over this. Even in general, I just don't really agree. I would prefer God Goku here against like Cell Max, against you know, Meta Cooler Core, all these bosses. Yeah. Vegeta Trunks, Movie Heroes, Cooler Steam. I would say Movie Heroes is better than Vegeta Trunks right now, for sure. Oh, that was Danny. I was like, I swear I saw Patsy Cooler Steam, I'm crazy. Big Number and Smile. LR Cooler, EZA Cooler, Metal Cooler, LR going to Frieza, Tech Genema, and AGO Metal Cooler. I would say I would take you off, and I would actually run the AGL War Cooler. And then what I would do is I would have LR Metal Cooler. No, not LR Metal. I would have LR going to Frieza, LR Cooler. I would have run the AGO going to Frieza, then LR Cooler. Then I would float like Tech Janemba, probably. I would float what's called LR Meta Cooler, and then I would also float the EZA T-War Cooler. That's probably one of the better builds. Maybe you could run like even Cooliza in this spot, right? Could be a very good option. I could see why you would run AGO Meta Cooler. I just not sure. He'd be a good option though, especially if you're like going with that team builder run. Let's say you don't have Check Janemba and you have AGL Meta Cooler. He would be a good option to put there instead, I feel. Again, I would prefer. I swear I just saw a screenshot. I just talked about it, right? But you guys know what I mean. This is extra, by the way. Extra is pretty cool. Yeah, I would agree. Buddy, you're gonna get me demonetized, bro. Oh my god. That's crazy. Whoa, bro. Watch out, buddy. Okay, I'll read it off from here. Amazing supports, murders bosses in the level 1 with ease, unkillable, free revive, best energy, best lead. I would have said I agreed, but that image, you want Midi to like die, don't you? Okay, anyways. Movie bosses, hardest hitting team. I mean, I would basically say transformation, terrifying conquerors are movie bosses, but it's the same thing, I guess, because a lot of the units overlap anyways. Yeah. That's it. It seems most people want to say LR Cooler's team based on the responses I've given. So based on what the player base thinks, like the LR Final Form Cooler team is the better one. I would say on global I could definitely see the argument for sure. I just think the movie Heroes team, especially in JP, is just too strong. And we're still getting buffs. Beast Gohan is coming. Orange Piccolo. Pan is disgusting on Legends, right? We'll see, but let me know what you guys think. Fun video to do for sure. And I'll catch you next time. Peace out.